profession or vocation, thus encouraging diversity within clubs. In Kamloops in the 1970s,
I'll go find out about this.
in Kamloops in the 1970s, if you were a business leader or an inspiring young professional, you wanted to belong to the Rotary Club of Kamloops. But not,
Do you mind holding it, Ken, or is it okay? Or close to Ken, because it does work. You have to go closer to it.
swallow?
Yep.
Okay, try again. Okay, so back to the 1970s. Some members of the Rotary Club of Kamloops at that time valued the exclusivity of membership, and they blocked Marvin's joining the club. However, finally, with some thoughtful splitting of the accounting classification, Marvin did become a member in 1974. And it did not take very long for the club to recognize Marvin's leadership abilities. You became director in 1978, vice president in 79, and club president in 1980-81. The Rotary Club of Kamloops was vibrant, active, with over 100 members. You were able to steer a very buoyant ship. Marvin embraced all activities of the club, particularly the Rotary International Youth Exchange Program. Sharon and Marvin opened their home, opened their hearts to 3 students, Silke Meyer from Germany in 1979, Marketa Halasuo from Finland in 1982, and Jenny Cartwright from South Africa in 1986. Silke, who did later return for a visit, sends her appreciation to you, Marvin, and she says, "I have the fondest memories of my time as an exchange student, and to this day the Monroes are the only family I still have contact with. I was so privileged to be part of the family and even got to spend a Canadian Christmas with them." I think Marvin got a surprise introduction to having a teenager in the house as I was testing the boundaries of my independence. I remember him and Sharon to be very generous and kind. I can't speak highly enough of their kindness and generosity. Please pass on my congratulations, appreciation, and love to Marvin and the family. From Silke. And from this young lady, Jenny Cartwright, originally from South Africa, became a doctor, is retired, and is now living in New Zealand. And Jenny writes, "When I reflect back on my time with Marvin and Sharon, the most overwhelming sense I have is of the unwavering support and belief that Marvin had in me. I knew it then, but now it seems even more remarkable, given my own parenting joys and frustrations and my extensive involvement in the teenage mental health arena. I stayed with them at a vulnerable period when close friendships with other youth exchange students were truncated due to their departures." This is Jenny now, and in addition, she says it was a politically change.
Can you hold that? Yeah. I think we changed that over.
So, again, Jenny says, in addition, it was a politically charged time during the South Africa apartheid years, and I know that I was sheltered from unnecessary backlash by Marvin and his wonderful gang of friends who were so good to me. His belief in me then has helped me to believe in myself in various times in my adult life. Thank you, Marvin. Your Rotary kids and their successes are part of your legacy. You are always in my heart, Jenny.
I'm getting the hang of this, Ken.
Through Rotary Foundation giving, the Paul Harris Fellow recognition was created in 1957 and initially was given in honorary recognition of exceptionally continuing service to Rotary. In 1986, past President Bob Hall presented Marvin with his honorary Paul Harris Fellow. Since then, Marvin has been a significant contributor to the Rotary Foundation, whose grants promote peace, fight disease, think of the Polio Plus program, provide clean drinking water, save mothers and children, supports education, and grows local economies throughout the world. And I believe we're going to hear more about this later. In 2001, Marvin had the opportunity to lead the district, District 5060, as district governor. While maintaining his accounting practice, Marvin traveled the district extensively, alternating weeks between visiting Canadian clubs and American clubs in Washington State. His weekly email, Marvin's Monday Mail, updated all the clubs of his activity and the good works of the clubs in the district. Marvin convened the 2001 district conference in Kamloops, and his theme for the conference and for his entire Rotary experience was, and I believe still is, Rotary is a journey, not a destination. Marvin's support as district governor to clubs in that year, 2001, was particularly important to our Rotary Club of Kamloops, with Jan Petrar as our first female president. And Jan writes this for you, Marvin. I would be president during Marv's time as district governor, and that would create some pressure, she says. And to boot, I was slated to be the club's first woman president. But as it turned out, the pressure on me never manifested. Instead, throughout the year, whenever Marv and I met, I got nothing but support, praise, encouragement, and smiles from Marv. The same from my board and the club in general. Marv was an excellent and inspiring district governor, and I join with all those honoring his 50 years of service to Rotary at the district, local, and international levels. Bravo, Marvin. For both President Jan Petrar, and District Governor Marvin, it was the year that the Rotary Club of Kamloops completed what I believe its most significant and enduring service project for the city of Kamloops, and that is the Rotary Bandshell in Riverside Park. For 2 months each summer, for over the past 20 years, thousands of Kamloopsians and visitors enjoy music in the park in the Rotary Bandshell. And on the fascia above the bandshell is the Rotary name and the Rotary wheel for all to see.
Hold on, Marvin.
The bandshell is also the focal point for entertainment for the annual August Rotary Rib Fest, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Kamloops Daybreak. And on an August Saturday night, estimates are as high as 12,000 people attending Rib Fest and enjoying the entertainment focused on the Rotary Bandshell. Marvin and Sharon have been particularly active in another of Rotary's ideals, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace, not only through Marvin's support of the Rotary Foundation, but in their attendance at 12 Rotary International Conferences. 50 years, that's a long time. During that journey, Marvin has experienced the many changes in the club and in the Rotary experience. early club fundraisers were by Rotarians for Rotarians. There were progressive dinners, lobster dinners, club auctions. In one of these auctions, Marvin offered sun, sand, mosquitoes, and steaks at his Shuswap Lake home for a party of four for $100. For an extra $100, Marvin would also attend. Over time, bingos, casinos, lottery corporation grants were relied upon for fundraising. The club did develop some unique fundraisers that encouraged participation by the whole community, such as the ice fishing tournament on Shumway Lake and the most recent resurrection of the Chefs in the City. Organizational changes to Rotary have been many. No more classifications, no more attendance requirements. Women members in 1988, and Rotary achieved its 100th anniversary in 2005. And then COVID hit. COVID, masks, and Zoom meetings.
Looking good.
Marvin's experienced it all. There are two personal recollections of Marvin in Rotary that I will always remember and appreciate. First, Marvin, is your always thoughtful preparation and delivery of your remarks when you introduced or thanked speakers, gave out awards, or provided the invocation or thought for the day. And second, on the many occasions that you presided over the installation of presidents and executive, and you did that at least a dozen times, those installations were imaginative, maybe silly, but always fun. You introduced Dr. Gur Singh as the leader of the Rotary tennis team, and son Arjun as the keeper of the Rotary Bees.
That was very embarrassing.
You had a huge shillelagh, an Irish beard for Devin O'Toole, and I'll give you $1 if any of you can spell shillelagh. My most favorite of all, while installing Christopher Sagan, you were very busy behind the podium doing something. It turned out that you had handcrafted the rotary wheel out of a newspaper, Christopher. I took the opportunity to sit down with Marvin recently and talk about his 50 years in Rotary. I was looking for something unique, some amazing personal strategy that has sustained him for 50 years. The answer, in all its simplicity, was right there before me. Marvin has embraced the objects of Rotary. First, the fellowship. He continues to look forward to attending meetings, learning from speakers, conversing with his fellow Rotarians. Second, he has maintained high ethical standards in his business career and is truly interested in all the people he meets through Rotary. Third, he continues to support the club through all its service activities. And fourth, he continues to support international goodwill and understanding through his giving to the Rotary Foundation. Marvin, you are in unique company. You were just the third member of the Rotary Club of Kamloops to achieve 50 years of service. The first was Ross Dalglish. Although not a charter member, Ross joined the club in our inception year, 1922, and he was the keynote speaker at the 50th year celebration in 1972. The second 50-year member, and I'm looking for him, there he is your fellow Rotarian, Russ Gerard. Both you and Russ have experienced the Rotary Club of Kamloops' 100th year anniversary and so much more. Marvin, I recognize you as a true Rotarian. I congratulate you on your 50 years of service and your commitment to the objects of Rotary, and I wish you many more.
Thank you, Ken. I just have to tell you how much it means to all of us, Ken, that you were able to do that for us today. And you were also such a meticulous person in your presentation, so very much appreciated, Ken. Thank you so much. So we have a real treat now, folks. Well, not you were a treat, Ken, sorry. But we have a real treat now. Our next speaker is still a very active Rotarian in our district, in his club. He was past district governor the year before Marvin, so almost a quarter century ago. And this young man still keeps on ticking. Like, he's president of his club again, he's assistant governor, he's foundation chair, and become a dear friend of mine over the last little while. All the way from Moses Lake, I would want to welcome up to the podium past district governor Pete Erickson.